Hey there, hi there, Pisces, and welcome to your month of October reading. So the veil is lifting. If it hasn't already lifted yet for you, it's getting there. Um, but you could say it's spinning, whatever, however it resonates with you is what matters. So I'm going to be using my unveiled tarot deck. You can get this on Timu. That's how I say it. I don't know. Other people say Temu or I don't know what. Anyways, it's by Jesse Lonergan. It's really cool. Pull aside the veil and take a closer look at the tarot you thought you knew. The card images an award-winning artist, Jesse Lonergan's Unveiled Tarot, or pictures with pictures, emphasizing the multifaceted archetypes that animate all tarot decks with humor, heart, and style. This 80-card deck and accompanying guidebook add dimension and depth that allow you to weather a beginner or expert reader to deepen your practice. So we have the Queen of Cups. I think this is perfect for you, Pisces, because you're a water sign, and I feel like tiptoeing into the water, into your emotions, into your subconscious, into your unconscious. I don't think you're someone who tiptoes around that very lightly. I feel like when you're in deep and when you need to take a seat back, a step back, and just sit and just be one with yourself and one with the universe. And the Queen of Cups really understands what that is, and what that entails and how that energy actually works. So I feel like right now you're in a state of contemplation, and it's really serving your higher good and your higher interest. I think it has a lot to do with your crown chakra as well. Look at this, King of Wands. Yeah, there's a masculine energy that is a king. Has a lot of um, what is it? The word I'm looking for. They draw in a lot of attention. Okay, they have a lot of attention. That is on them right now. You can see this man is standing in front of a crowd and an audience of people, and he's a musician. And through the veil, you can see the king with his wand. And, this is that rock star energy. And the outfit with the light denim and the white, tank top is a Freddie Mercury from Queen. The band Queen. So that's the energy I'm getting. And that is one of the greatest bands of all time. So for you, I feel like you are very strongly your life cycle, your aura, your energy, your sign here, all of it is in alignment very strongly with this very charismatic person or energy coming through here. There's a feminine and masculine energy, but I feel like this king is calling you. Yeah, there's so many hands that just want to get at him, right? And be his number one fan and get his attention. But I feel like he's calling to you, because when I place the cards down in front of me, the hand is reaching toward the queen, and I feel like he's reaching towards you, and he's calling you. I feel like your feet are in the depths of inner knowingness and consciousness, but he is calling you to almost like an awareness of being out of the shadow and into the light is what I'm getting. I feel like you've been doing a lot of shadow work, and this energy, this person is pulling you out of the shadow. Oh yeah, look at this, King of Cups. See, what did I tell you? Look at this, Queen of Cups, King of Wands, and King of Cups. Yeah, here's the ocean, and it's crashing waves, stormy weather, and there is a boat sailing in a sunny in a sunny day, in a sunny, beautiful world, in a beautiful picture, and there is a cup on the sail. This person would like put your name on a boat if they had one. You know what I'm saying? Like they would name their boat after you. Like that's how like deeply involved they are with you and in your emotions with them. Um, so like they sail for you. Even in the most inner depths, in the inner realms of the consciousness. I feel like the ocean is like represents like all the consciousness out there, and some days it can be bright and sunny, and other days it can be a giant like hurricane storm of crashing waves. And I feel like your person is like you are like the calm after the storm, and like vice versa. Okay, so let's see here. Oh my god, and the Queen of Wands. What? Wow, we've got two, like the King of Wands and the Queen of Cups, the King of Cups and the Queen of Wands. Wow, this is like two major forces of like masculine and feminine energy coming together, because you've got like two sets of kings and two sets of queens. Wow. If this was like poker, if you were playing poker, this would be like no one could beat you at. Like no one could beat you. I feel like oh my god. And you even have like the Knight of Wands. Wow. Awesome. Yeah, okay. This person is like their wand, like they're riding on a horse, their direction is pointed at you. The Knight of Wands is always bringing a message, I feel like, of in this case, I feel like a message of peace, like for you to understand that like you are loved and you are not forgotten. And they're even riding on like a motorcycle, like one of those dirt bikes. It's more like a dirt bike, really, but you know, so um, it's like you can stand, like you're timeless. I feel like you're like so timeless, Pisces, and you can like withstand the tests of time and transcend all. And I feel like this Queen of Wands, she's sitting on a throne um, with her crown and her black cat, but she's also like sitting in a director's chair, directing the performance. I feel like you're the director directing the performance. Like you're like in the hot seat. Oh, you're the leader. And that you have a team and your team is backing you and supporting you at this time. And I feel like you might be watching the movie of your life, or the film that you've designed, that you've curated, that is an expression of who you are, and almost like you're directing your own life. And I feel like that's like the highest achievement you can have within yourself and in your consciousness, is that you are directing your own life. You're not having, no one else is leading your life. And the hand, again, there's like another hand pointing at you, like, and I feel like it's pointing at this Knight of Wands as well. Like it's pointing in the direction of this Knight of Wands, and the Knight of Wands is pointing its direction at you. So you've like you've really lived your like a really extraordinary life, Pisces. Um, and I think if like this person that calls to you and this person that charges towards you, if this energy is what is helping bring you out of your shadow and into your more lighter self, you know, your more happier self, your more freer self, your more positive self, that's like a great like thing. That's a great thing. That's a great shift in your consciousness and in your spiritual journey, because I feel like collectively, like we've all been like in a really like just shadowy area right now. But then it's like October approaches, like, you know, you have Halloween and Samhain and uh, all these other like, you know, rituals and practices of like death and ghosts and vampires and witches and zombies and mummies, but it all is like there's something behind all of it that I feel like brings us closer to like ourselves, because we're reminded of death itself and how we would want to like feel towards the end. You know what I'm saying? So it actually brings us, as like ironic as it sounds, like you would think Halloween, you know, ghosts, vampires, all that's all like shadow energy, right? But I feel like it's actually like what makes us feel the most alive. I don't know, that could just be me, but that's just how I see it. That's how I see through the veil. So yeah, anyways, moving on. So let's see what we have here. Whoa, okay. Nine of Wands. Yeah, releasing yourself from old patterns, from old beliefs, from old, you know, ways of thinking that just did not work for you. Okay, Pisces? This woman is releasing herself. Yeah, sure, she looks like she's tied or bound to these wands, but if you look closer at her face, she knows this isn't real. She knows she can free herself at any time, at any place. There's like shadows in the background, her side profiles, left and right of her face, looking to the left and the right of her. This is like looking forward, this is looking behind. So you're in the present energies right now, okay, Pisces? You're really feeling it now. Um, Five of Swords, yeah, you're feeling that like need to release. You know what's interesting is that like I see a lot of people with like octopus tattoos or like, you know, so this is interesting, um, for sure, because this woman has like hooks coming, like a giant hook, like it almost looks like through her back, but also through the octopus. And then there's a man on a boat looking at her, and then there's like swords and these rocks. This woman definitely has like she's giving me like vampire vibes because of her black like dress with the collar on there, but she's like octopus woman as well. Pisces, I know you're like the fish, right, of the sea, but like, you know, you don't have to identify necessarily with a fish, right? I feel like you might actually be feeling like you have all of this stuff going at once, right? You have like multiple hands coming out of your back, like doing this, doing that, juggling so much, and there's just like a hook in it. Like it's like you're hooked to doing all these things and all these tasks, and really it's like, you know, Five of Swords is like you gotta like let go at some point. You gotta release yourself at some point. You know, this could be one of those times where, you know, source spirit, your guides, your ancestors. This woman looks like she could have been like one of your badass ancestors, maybe. I don't know. Or it could just be this woman you've been seeing in your dreams. I don't know. But either way, you know, she's like here, like, you know, don't let people catch you um and trap you and like literally like use all you like use you basically. You know, I feel like this is Five Swords is like a card of like feeling like you've been used and you have no escape. A Nine of Wands is like she can escape, right? She's just like, are these people really trying to hold me back now? Like she's throwing some shade at these people. Like she's like, what? Like there's a like side eye there, that's like, no, right? Like don't try to hold me back, bro. So then we have the Four of Swords. Yeah, these are the really this like reading is coming out as like people be trying to hold you back, Pisces, like really hold you back. And it's like, that's not a fun energy by any means. But the veil lifted is saying like the opposite of that, actually. It's saying, like, no, there are some people that are calling to you and that want you to, like, free yourself and feel free. And the subconscious part of this reading is like, whoa, you're like, like this woman just laying here in the water, right? She's not drowning or anything, but she's like just like look like just there, like almost like just stuck in the water. Swords coming out. There's a black crow. There's a black cat. There's some like white doves, a black tree. Um, Looking up closely, there's like two stone faces looking up at this like crescent moon here. So this is giving like this is a very maiden energy, okay, like Lady of the Lake energy. Getting close to something but not fully diving into it. And at the start of this reading was definitely the Queen of Cups, which you're just sitting there, right? You haven't fully immersed yourself. Someone wants you to fully immerse yourself in this new energy, and that's going to be the way you release yourself. That's that King of Wands or King of Wands, Nine of Wands. This energy, like it could be a person, it could be an energy. Either way, I feel like it's masculine in nature, wants you to free yourself. It knows that you're trapped into something that it knows you're capable of getting out of. But you need to know that too. And I think you do know that. But you need to like act on it, because you're feeling like this octopus lady where you got like all these tentacles, all these hands doing all this and that, but you're not actually having any fun. You're surrounded by the ocean's depths, the waves crashing, and you need to like immerse yourself, Pisces. You need to immerse yourself in your higher good, your higher purpose. The Four of Swords card usually comes out when it's a time for rest. And if you're an octopus lady and you got like a million things going on at once, you're not going to be able to rest. You're not going to be able to immerse yourself. The swords, I think, are there to protect you and say, we're like these high intellectual beings. We're these higher consciousness, awareness, spiritual like energies that can hold a sword for you. Like we can like be your guards. I feel like the Four of Swords card is a guard. Like there's something about like it's like a guardianship or a guard, like your knights. Like it's the Knight of Wands. It's like so yeah, it's definitely got that like that energy where it's like that Nine of Wands. Like you can release yourself. Okay, you can immerse. It's interesting because like you want to release yourself, but you're immersing yourself. That is the like almost like the catch-22, right? It's like how do you immerse yourself by releasing yourself? But that's you're not releasing yourself. You're not immersing yourself into like continuing down the same path where you're like feeling like you have so much going on at once. You're actually immersing yourself into like a relaxation mode, into like a reset mode. Like you're resetting yourself. Like I feel like the Four of Swords is like that reset button. That and the Tower card, which thankfully did not come through. I do have it over here in my like romantic cards. This Tower card here with the giant tower here, like crumbling and cracking, and the lightning is striking it, right? So you could say that as well. It's not unlikely that Tower card comes through like at least once a week. Six of Cups. Yeah, this is a very innocent, childlike, inner child, um, reunion, like blessed union, like a best friend, finding solace in that. There are two girls, they're probably like sisters, sharing a cup here, riding on like the skeleton bones of like a bird, or maybe like a swan, I think. And there's all these other cups around them and under them. And it's just like that, like childlike wonder, that childlike imagination. And I feel like Pisces, you've gone so long without just like igniting that like spark a little tiny bit. And yeah, wands are like sparks and all that stuff, but you do have a lot of wands here. Nine of Wands, King of Wands, Queen of Wands. Like this Queen of Wands, I feel like even as a child, she was like paving the pathway forward for this like beautiful emotional fulfillment where it's like remember how things were, remember what like imagination and like creative flow felt like. And you got the Page of Wands. Yeah, You're definitely a dreamer, Pisces. You know, you have like a lot of like aspirations, and I feel like you're a pioneer too. I feel like you're a woman who is like, you maybe were taught like, oh, you need to grow up and like, you know, cook and clean and have children, and that's all fine and whatnot. Like, that's, there's nothing wrong with that. But it's also like, you also have like these aspirations of like traveling and like meeting new people and seeing new places and exploring, and it's like you're finding yourself again. I feel like you're on the pathway to discovery of like finding yourself again, finding your purpose again. How you're going to be remembered in time, but it's like at the same time, you really, if the only people that remember you are the ones that you inspired the most, then that's all that matters to you, and you just don't want to like. That's where your light source comes from, is when you feel like you can make a difference, and you can just like, in your own life, of course, and you know, also I feel like be an inspiration for, you know, other people like you who maybe weren't given like that chance to like ignite that spark. And the wands are all about spark, all about passion, all about igniting that flame. You know, and getting to I feel like getting to the devil, yeah, getting to the devil here, just major transition to the devil energy. You know, this isn't your typical devil card. This is a woman who is like really infatuated with this devilish man with red wings, probably like Satan or something, you know. I'm not surprised. It is like that time of year. But this woman, you know, she's wearing a dress, she has flowers in her hair. You know, she's like, he's holding her hand, it looks like, or he's holding a pomegranate actually. And that is like high priestess energy. Okay, the pomegranates. So, is like whispering sweet nothings, right? So, or sweet somethings, right? So I feel like whatever this energy is that's calling you to like a passionate side of yourself, this is a very passionate card, passionate energy. I feel like you got to follow it. You got to follow where your passions are. That's Wands energy all the way. The Swords energy trying to like, you know, be all like, you know, hold back on that, you know, blah blah blah. No, no, no. There's too many wands here and too many cups here to like ignore where your emotions are taking you, and that is towards this devil energy, this, you know, passionate fiery spark, you know, let the sparks fly type energy. Okay, so that's what I have for you, Pisces. Love and light always. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, hit that thumbs up button. And I don't know if I even have like the hype thing on my videos. Probably not, because I have like not like a lot of subscribers. But if it is on there, it is an option. I think it's just like near the like and save section of the video. And you can just definitely hype this video if you want to, if you're into that. I don't know, you know, whatever. But love and light always. Thank you so much. Bye.